Hello everyone, this is Favorite Uncle Bob back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers StudioSeries Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Ironhide. That is such a mouthful. so before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which video, what else you'd like to see in a video. So on to the figure himself. Here we have Ironhide in his very nice Cybertronian SUV-esque type alt mode, and yeah, it's beefy. That's all I got. I mean, it's just a beefy alt mode, and my cat is trying to get her spring. Of course, it's every time I try to record, she does something. Anyways, onto the figure himself. Let's take a quick look at the details. My cat really threw me off. So focus, thank you. You get the nice red Energon Glow paint with a little bit of black for the grill. Get this nice gunmetal gray, kind of throughout the figure. So, black for the windshield. Nope, sorry, that's kind of a blackish gray, more or less. And going down the back, you get no paint, so not too shabby, I guess. But he does roll, buttery smooth. So there's that. Now, for a real quick size comparison, here we have G2 Sideswipe, and like I said in the Ratchet video, these look really good together. Like, if he was just a little bit more Gamer Edition-esque, or he was a little bit more War for Cybertron G1 type, this would look really good. So, and here we have Ratchet. So you can see pretty much what they did remolding-wise. From what I can tell, the front bit's different. Ironhide doesn't have the spin-around oddball gimmick. Going down the top, these parts are remolded. There's a little bit more added detail on the hinge piece right there. The backs are remolded. Other than that, they didn't really do too much to the mold. I might be missing a few things, but at least for vehicle mode, that's pretty much what they changed. So, but he does come with two accessories. He comes with, I don't know the name of this gun. I want to call it the sniper rifle. But he has that, and he has his axe, which it comes in two pieces. So there is that. Now, what's interesting is here's Ratchet's. The orange paint on Ironhide is slightly different, along with the handles, but that's just due to the mold grouping. So there is that. Now, this can store on the alt mode. The axe has 1, 2, 3 slots going into 1, 2, 3 pegs. So just line all that up, get that plugged in. And then for the gun, you want the handle facing up. And you got those 2 pegs going into those 2 ports. So get that plugged in. And here you have some ridiculous weapon storage. At least on War for Cybertron, it makes a little bit of sense. Kinda. So, yeah. But anyways, let's get down to transformation. So, they actually did refine this a little bit. At least, I was getting him back into all mode. Some things weren't wanting to line up. They line up a little bit better. Like the arms, hands line up a little bit better on the Ironhide. So, but anyways, transformation. So what you want to start off by doing is taking these shin pieces, bringing them down, bring down the toes right here, bring those down. Then you want to go ahead and somehow get this popped up. I find it best to kind of squeeze stuff in, maybe move the hands in so that way you can get your fingers in there. There we go. And then just kind of bring this back on, not unpegging it from that piece. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and split this so that way I can get this plugged back on. You got to split it regardless. Okay. So get that flipped out. Then you want to go ahead and undo this and split all of this, and that will inadvertently do that. So split all of that. So get that rotate up, flip this around. Then you want to take this section right here, fold it in. Then on this double hinge, collapse it up and into the leg. Then you want to bring this down as well, bring the foot down. Then you want to close this up. You got these two, these two going into those 2 slots. So get that lined up the best you possibly can. There we go. Then rotate at the thigh, or the lower, above the knee, I guess the thigh rotation, whatever you want to call it. Do the same thing for this side, so get this flipped in, get that flipped up, so that way this can collapse all the way in. Then close this up while also getting the foot out of the way. So make sure this is as straight as possible. So come on, you know you want to, you know you have to. Come on. What is not lining up here? Yeah. Okay, come on. There we go. There we go. Something just was not wanting to line up. Anyways, rotate around the thigh and then rotate the waist 180. And there is your lower body. So let me just readjust real quick. There we go. All right, so for the arms, you want to go ahead and get this section flipped back, first and foremost. Then you want to unpeg it from right here and right there. So get this undone first, and then pull this out. And they did change, the chest plate on him to where this is a little bit easier getting into alt mode. But anyways, go ahead and flip this out, flip that up, bend that down, rotate down, and then rotate so the elbows are in properly. So do the same thing on this side, flip this out, unpeg this, rotate so this peg is facing up, rip off his arm while you're at it, get that plugged in, plug that up, rotate so the elbows are in properly, and make sure his arm does not rip off again. So there is all of that. Then you want to take the whole body, bring it down. Then you want to bring this section down, rotate the arms down, take these gray bits, bring them out to the side, and just get them oriented down so that way they cover the shoulders. So bring down, rotate, and there we go. And then flip up the head. Then just collapse this whole body up until it sits into place. Finally, close up these panels, and you got these two pegs going into the two ports on his back. And get that a nice squeeze. There you have Ironhide in robot mode, and it looks really good. That transformation still, smooth-ish. You do have a little bit of fiddle factors, more so in the legs, getting those panels lined up. Can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but overall it still works. So let's take a quick look at the face sculpt. So focus, thank you, best I guess can do. So you get a little bit of silver for the face, blue for the eyes. Looks, war-torn Ironhide-esque. I'm not a fan, I know it's accurate, I'm not a fan of this sticking up, because it covers his face, just me personally. But going down the body, you get the nice Autobot symbol, get some nice molded details on the arms, and the legs as well. And a little bit of a backpack, but it is forgivable. But as far as articulation, head can't do a full 360 just because of the hinge, but you get more than enough movement. You can't really get up or down, unfortunately, so that sucks. Shoulder pads can move out of the way at a weird angle, but you can get a full 360. They can go out all the way. Now, granted, if you have the shoulder pad at its natural-ish position, you can only get out about that far before it starts becoming But you get a bicep rotation, 90 degrees of elbow bend with wrist rotation. The waist rotates, legs move forward that far, back that far. Can almost do the full split. You're like a couple degrees off. You get above the knee rotation, get just under 90 degrees of knee bend, and the toe can move up, can move down, and you get an ankle tilt. So that is nice. Now, as far as his weaponry goes, if you did not want to use it, you can store almost all of it. This will just use this port right here, going into that peg. So you can plug this in. Oops, my bad. Sorry, it's this port right here. My bad. So you can get that plugged in. Now, the gun doesn't store that the instructions even show. But you can plug it into his hand using that 5mm port and get that plugged in. So now he can actually hold his weapon if you'd like. Or what you can do is rip off his arm, and plug this into his hand, or as a hand. And what do you do with this piece? Well, you will come back here and take this off, fold this down. You got this peg hole right here, and that peg on his forearm. So just go ahead and get that lined up in there. Come on, where is it? Get this lined up. There we go. And just fold this back over. And there you go. There you have your storage for the hand. Now for the axe, you can go ahead and disassemble the handle, feed it through his hand. Get that fit through. Plug this on, and there you go. Now Ironhide is ready for battle. So, yeah. But for a real quick size comparison, here we have him with G2 Sideswipe. So you can see he is a pretty decent sized figure. So there is that. And here we have him with his mold buddy, Ratchet. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the axe real quick, so we can see what they kept the same, what they changed, and all that. And also, real quick, I did remember completely forgetting that you can store this on his butt. So you got this peg right here that'll go into where the sun don't shine. So you can get that plugged onto his butt, and yeah, it's just ridiculous. So there's that. But anyways, so what did they change? What did they change? Kept the same. Well, the chest is different, obviously. The shoulder pads are remolded. The arms kept the same. Legs the same. Waist and pretty much the waist down is the exact same. Excuse me. So yeah, overall they changed what they could. So definitely feels like Ironhide and Ratchet. So I still remember, what was it? Who is it? Chef or Tron? No, not Chef. Oh my gosh. Tauntaun complaining that Ironhide is always a repaint of Ratchet or vice versa. It's like, seriously, dude, do you not know your lore? But anyways, so yeah, overall, I really still suggest getting this mold. If you prefer this one over Ratchet, get it. If you prefer Ratchet over this one, good luck on the aftermarket. All that. I have not seen Ratchet in stock on Amazon. I could be wrong. Double check your primary resources first. But yeah, definitely get this mold. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, it has a little bit of fiddle factor, more so for like the roof of the car and all that, or the SUV or whatever. But yeah, still very clever. I love the hand storage, and yeah, just again, really solid figure. So, but that is about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and stay tuned for more video reviews.